I've got insurance. My insurance company says I'm covered. Well, it's crazy, but we worked with 104 different businesses last year, as I said at the top of this presentation, and all but two of those businesses had cyber insurance in place. And so if you've got general business insurance, that's just not going to cut it. They're not going to cover you in the event of a breach. And you actually have to have cyber insurance. And even the cyber insurance providers are limiting their liability and the amount of money that they're willing to pay out to you, because the extortion and the dollar amounts are just so outrageous that they're limiting liability. And they're also stating explicitly in their terms and conditions that you have to prove that you've got your environment properly protected and you've got all the minimum requisite number of mitigation measures in place before they actually make you whole. And so if you don't have backup and recovery, if you don't have endpoint detection and response, you don't have a secure network, you're not using VPN, and on, they're just not going to cover you.
Exactly. And I think Calvin, just to add a little further to that, when I started coding 20 years ago, one of the first computer code I ever wrote was in a language called VBA, which is laughable right now. And it used to run inside Excel, for example. And one of the first things we were taught was that Excel back then, and even now, is not very secure. In fact, Microsoft at that point was very clear that they are not marketing Excel as a secure platform. With SharePoint, on the commercial side, they've made a lot of steps, don't get me wrong, but that's how we started. Also note, Microsoft got hacked. This year, was it late last year and this year, and they kept it quiet for a while before they were finally forced to reveal it. Like most businesses, when they get hacked, the last thing they want to do is reveal that to everyone and lose clients and reputation. And so
well said, Sean. And so really, I hope I've made a good enough case to really convince you that you should take this seriously and really look at the specifics of your business. And so with that in mind, I want to sort of just lay out to you the four main areas of vulnerability in your business. It comes down to your people, your applications, your network, and your data. That's essentially the areas of vulnerability. And so 94% of all breaches occur as a result of some form of social engineering. And they gain access to your email, they observe your communications, and then they persuade you to unwittingly click on a link or download some sort of payload onto your local device. And then that allows the hackers to gain entry into your system and all of the computers and the assets connected to that computer within your system. And so once they're able to observe all the various different nuances of your business, where the money is flowing, they're able to do their worst damage. Statistics tell us that a hacker will hang out inside of your business for an average of 277 days before they figure out the biggest bite to put on your business. And I'll give you an example of just one company. They underwent a scenario where they endured a version of a wire fraud. And they came to us for help, and unfortunately it was too late. The cyber criminals already had their money. And it was a small firm of about seven people. They were an HVAC agency, and they had their admin staff every day, very frequently. It was just the standard procedure to pay invoices to various different suppliers. And the cyber criminals identified the common invoices that were sent to the most typical suppliers. And so they persuaded one of the admin staff to make a $50,000 invoice payment to a supplier's bank account. That bank account didn't in fact belong to the supplier, but it belonged to the cyber criminal. And so that money was sent, they never got it back. It was gone, they never saw it again.
When people come to us for help for us to encrypt and back up their network, and we realize that sometimes when we're doing that, we actually notice hackers in their system. And they've been there for a while and they had no idea. So, we always tell people, if you're going to go down this road, be careful. There could be somebody already there. And it's best you found out now than you found out down the road.
Well said.